between a believer and a non-believer is that a believer does not know how to differentiate fiction from reality, whereas a non-believer knows exactly how to differentiate fiction from reality. I get a lot of this kind of comments here on the screen. A lot of people have been telling me that since I started attacking Christianity, a lot of things, a lot of bad things have happened to my page. I don't have much engagement on my page any longer. I don't have much comments, much like that I used to. It's because I started attacking Christianity. Let me correct that notion first. This has been my niche all along from day one. This has been my niche from day one. This is what people know. I am a religious critic. And then I talk about bus driving in Germany, and then I'm a lover of VDM. I'm also a lover of Queen. But my main niche is criticizing the things that don't make sense in the Bible. This person that wrote this comment is a believer. That is why he's not able to know the reality from what was written in the Bible. Our reality, like what we witness, what we go through from day to day, is that whether you believe or you don't believe, good things must be happening to you. Whether you believe or you don't believe, bad things must also be happening to you. Whether you are a believer, okay, whether you are a non-believer, if you're a non-believer, good things will be happening to you, bad things will be happening to you. If you're a believer, good things will still be happening to you and bad things will be happening to you too. It's the same. What happened to my page has absolutely nothing to do with my critique of the Bible. Restrictions of pages can happen to believers too. There are real Christians that have problems with their pages. What happened to my a wise person, you will use it to learn going forward. You will use it to be a better person going forward. You use it to be like, okay, this was what I did that made me to get this restriction. Going forward, you try to do better in order not to be restricted, in order not to have what happened to you before. So it's not because I'm criticizing the Bible. There are people who love the Bible that have the same problem that I have. There are people who are righteous that their pages also have problems. I am a non-believer and I am able to know these facts. I am able to differentiate these differences. I am able to realize that bad things will be happening to you, a believer. Good things will be happening to you, a believer. Being affected is one of the bad things that has happened. We are in life, we are living, as long as we are alive, good and bad things will be happening. It's normal. And what happened to me can also happen to you who is a believer. It can happen to you who is a believer, and there are thousands of believers that have the same problem that I'm facing right now. Oh yes, this is life for you. It is not because I'm a Bible critic, that is why this has happened. You are thinking like this because you're a believer, and to whom religion is given, common sense is taken away. You are not able to think properly as a real human being. You are not able to judge things according to what is happening around you, according to what has been happening around you. You are not able to judge things right according to what you witness every day, according to your reality. You are judging generally because you are blinded by religion. What happened to my page has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm saying about the Bible. It happened because I'm alive. As long as you are living, bad and good will be happening to you. And this is one of the moments. It is normal. What happened to my page? I have restriction on my page. I have a winged restriction on my page. But still, I get few engagement. I'm okay with it. It's not a permanent restriction. I called Facebook. They said you cannot call Facebook. It's a lie. Facebook is reachable. If you download meta ad, you can be able to chat them. And when they see that the thing is serious, they will ask you for your number. Or they will ask you to write your number where they can be able to reach you, and they will call you. I spoke with Facebook. They told me that the violation on my page is a temporal violation. I should just keep posting. The system will know when to remove it from my page. And this thing has happened to many believers too. Because I'm a non-believer, I'm able to realize this fact. I'm able to know that this thing is normal. It has nothing to do with the things I'm talking about the Bible. It is because I'm alive. And since I am alive, good and bad will be happening. This is reality of life. If you're a non-believer, maybe you'll be able to think critically like me. But because you're a believer, you are blindfolded with what was written in the Bible. It makes your brain cannot work properly. You think, what happened to my page is because of the critique I'm giving to Bible. If you're a non-believer, you'll be able to know that it's not. It has nothing to do with it. It is just because we are alive. And as long as we are alive, good and bad things will be happening to you. The way good things happen to you is exactly the way good things happen to me. The way bad things happen to me is exactly the way bad things happen to you. You that wrote this comment now, my life is better than your own. I have more peace than you. I have everything I need than you. So what makes you think I'm going through punishment because of the way I'm criticizing Bible? It makes no sense what you're saying. I'm able to know that what happened to me has nothing to do with the critique I'm criticizing Bible because my brain is still intact. But for you, you were giving religion and your brain was taking away. You are not able to think critically as a human being. That is the difference between two of us. Okay?
You're once again welcome to Evangelist Makalu TV, Treasury of Excellent Knowledge. This is part 34 of Cutting the Serpentine Tongues. So the sub-caption is Believers cannot differentiate between fiction and reality, according to Aproko bus driver. So believers, and she is referring to Christian believers. So let us really understand the believer she is talking about, because everybody that exists on earth is a believer. But the difference is the differences of belief, differences of belief system, what the person believes in. But she is talking about Christian believers. And it is as a result of a Christian believer writing to her page, writing into her DM or comment section, whatever, trying to let her know that she is under punishment, that God is punishing her because she is a critic against Christianity, more especially, in addition to religions, but more especially, she is a critic against Christianity, against the Bible, against Christian believers. So she is bringing it to the world, and she is trying to clarify that it is not true that she is undergoing punishment for being a Christian critic, and giving example that even the Christians also have the same problem from Facebook restricting their content or their page. And what she has said in that aspect is true. Christian, everybody can experience that. What determines that is based on a particular content that somebody creates, or education, whatever, that is against the terms and conditions of the Facebook or any of the social media platform like YouTube and others. The person may be right, but just because the Facebook or the YouTube do not like what the person had said or what had meant, they will begin to restrict that page. So it is not always that the person had offended. It is just because the owners of the owners and the handlers of the Facebook, they have their terms and conditions, and they owe no explanation to any of their clients. They know why, and it is their business. If you don't like it, you go and create your own media platform where you'll be broadcasting without anybody's interruption. If you can. If you cannot, you manage the situation. That is where we can find ourselves into. So I cannot certainly agree that it is God punishing her. I cannot also defile the saying that God is punishing her, because I don't really know. It can be possible, it may not be possible. But do all of us experience, apart from God's involvement, do all of us, both the believers and non-believers, experience restriction from all these media platforms? The answer is yes. She is absolutely right to say that. And the person who had attacked her may be emotional. The person may, out of anger, out of vexation, because of our regular critics to Christianity and Christian, and say that being emotional to say it cannot be rational and reasonable to know whether it is God speaking through her or through him, or maybe it is his or her emotion speaking through him or through her. So all these things are possible. But I believe more that it is the person's emotion that has spoken through the person and not really God. I believe more on that. I am a realist. It is about setting the record straight. But that is not really the reason I have come to make this video. There are a few reasons I have come to make this video. The first reason is apropos bus drivers' generalization of her saying, of her claim that Christian believers cannot differentiate between fiction and reality. It is a lie. I can say that the majority of Christian believers cannot differentiate between reality and fiction, even inside of the Christendom, even inside of the church, even from what the Bible says. And the reason is because many Christians are gullible, both biblically, socially, even academically. And it is worse among the African Christians. First of all, that can go beyond even Christians. Africans, the majority of Africans cannot differentiate between fiction and reality. But it is wrong for someone to say that Africans cannot differentiate between reality and fiction, because it can never be true. There are Africans who can differentiate between reality and fiction. But the problem is that we are the minority. I am a Christian believer, and what I am doing, my study, including my lectures, and what I am doing now is my own evidence, my practicality of differentiating between fictions and the realities. So she had lied in that aspect. She also told this lie. The major reason she made this video is not because of the particular person who had let me say, who had mischievously or emotionally try to rebuke her, but in disguise with her serpentine intelligence, with her apropos bus driver's serpentine intelligence and serpentine tongue, sees it as an avenue to come and discredit the entire Christian believers, to discredit and to project her lies, her propaganda, to make people believe that Christianity is just a tool for blindfolding. And the typical example is that Christians cannot differentiate between reality and fictions. So it is that serpentine intelligence. They take advantage of any situation at all, since that thing has to do with Christianity or the Christian or the Bible or God or the Word of God. They take advantage of anything related to us to attack and to release their venom and rub it upon their projected world and scenarios. That is what Apropos bus driver is doing. She claims that her brain is intact. That is another lie. And that is one of the reasons I am. Anybody, there is nobody on earth who lacks the wisdom of God through Jesus Christ, whose brain is intact. It can never happen. She claims she has a peace. It is a lie. Peace does not exist outside God, outside Jesus Christ. The beginning of wisdom is the fear of God. There is no fear of God in Apropos bus driver's life. And that is a typical evidence that shows that she is fictitious and she is not realistic, because she has no peace. There is no peace for the wicked. That is, there is no peace for a sinner. A sinner is someone who lives in rebellion to the law and authority of God. Apropos bus driver is a full example. So there is no peace. Peace can never exist in this condition. She may be rich. She may continue to be beautiful, which she really is. That is undeniable. She is so pretty, and she is rich. She has children. She is flourishing financially and materially, but she lacks peace because she is not connected to Christ. That is, she is enjoying satanic falsified peace that appear to be the real peace, but had lots of trouble because the spirit of trouble is in charge of her life. That is that serpentine spirit that makes her not to agree with the will of God, that makes her not to understand the will of God, that makes her to hate the will of God and the wisdom of God, and vow to never practice it unless God humbles her as she had prayed. So that is part of the lies and the reason I've come to make this video. And I've come to make this video to use this video as an avenue to at least display some of my understanding and my discernment, the ability to recognize and differentiate between reality and fictions. Apropos bus driver is not real. She is fictitious because she does not understand the reality of life through the wisdom of God. So any Christian who is not confused, because that is another lie she has told, that the Bible was given and Christianity was given to us and brain taken away from us. It is a lie. Rather, my own brain is absolutely developed with the wisdom of Christianity, with the wisdom of God, by the word of God. So it is a lie. If you can be honest to compare my wisdom with the wisdom of Apropos bus driver, who among us is real and who is fictitious? Apropos bus driver will tell you it is better to buy vibrators to be masturbating yourself when you have nobody to have sex with. But I will tell you, having sex outside of marriage is a sin, and God says so. Then who is being real between us? Apropos bus driver is a masturbator, but the wisdom of God had made me to be self-disciplined and not to engage in the life of masturbation. Even if I had done it in the past when I was not born again, but that has not been the real thing. The wisdom of God, the word of God, the wisdom from the Bible, the truth of the Bible had made me to understand this and begin to live it out by example and to guide us and others into living the same way. So, apropos bus driver is really lying against the entirety of Christians. There are Christians with discernment who really understand and differentiate between fiction and reality. Then, in times of belief system, she believes in whatever she wants to believe. And I would say that she is a believer of westernization. That is the European American systems of things. But it is not all real. It is not all real. It is a mixture of evil and good. The only belief system that is real and perfect is the Christian belief system. I mean the belief system established and practiced by Jesus Christ. It is not any kind of similarity because it promotes everything good and condemns everything evil. That is the only thing, the only belief system that does this. It guides humanity to live, that is, the diligent life that is connected to God. And that is what is called godliness. To live the good life in every ramification. So that is the reason I wrote this book, Understanding and Executing Righteousness. This is the wisdom of Christianity, the wisdom of God on how to live the good life, or how to live the life of reality. So Jesus says he is the way, the truth, and the life. And no one has access to God except through him. Jesus is the real way, the real way, the real system. The truth, that is the reality of belief and practices. And he is the life. That is, Jesus is the real life. Any truth that is not founded and is not sourced from Jesus Christ is not the original truth. It's not the real truth. Any life that is not founded on Jesus Christ is not a real life. Any way, any system, any method that is not founded on Jesus is not a real method. So, a bus driver is off the track, yet claiming to be wiser than all Christians. She is wiser than the majority of Christians, that is true. But the real Christians are all wiser than her. The real Christians are all wiser than the non-Christians all over the world. I'm not talking about how much money we have. I'm not talking about how much more connection we have, but we are connected with God. So we are connected supremely. It is not about money or whatever, but connection with God. spiritually and otherwise. And that is the reason we are the people with the real peace. I have the real peace because I am connected with Christ. May God bless you, and may your service of servant, Evangelist Ima Carlo, until I come your way once again.